Hola, and welcome to the Latin America Games Showcase. I'm Clara Kovacic. I'm the lead actress of Tenebrisomnia, this retro survival horror with live-action cutscenes from Buenos Aires, Argentina. On behalf of myself, Andres Borghi, Sabiot Studios, and New Blood Interactive, we can wait to release this game this year. And we hope you enjoyed today this new look at the game and all the other games that are going to be here. So, que tengan un buen día.
Hola a todos y bienvenidos a Latin American Game Showcase Summer Gatecast Edition. I'm Steffi Varela and today we're coming to you from the beautiful beaches of Colón in Panama. Today's showcase features over 80 games from across Latin America, including world premieres, release date announcements, and major updates from some of the region's most exciting titles. Huge thanks to all of our presenting sponsors: Raw Fury, Two Wedges, Annapurna Interactive, New Blood Interactive, Halberd Studios, ID at Xbox, Goldpack Goblins, and to all of our partners for helping make this showcase possible. Throughout the show, you'll see this icon on screen that means there's a playable demo available right now, and you'll be able to find it all on our official Steam event running all week long. But you're here for the games, so let's get started. Brazil is without a doubt one of the biggest forces in Latin American game development. But what's truly exciting is seeing more countries from across the region stepping to the global stage every year. So let's take a look at how we're growing together, starting with the world premiere from Colombia. Latin America's growth isn't just about the numbers, it's about the people building the games. The titles you're about to see are being developed by incredibly talented small teams and solo developers.
Is Garda hurt? I gotta find her. I gotta try to stand up.
Oh, thanks for the help. But I still can't believe we're in this mess because of you.
We both knew getting near the tower was forbidden.
So, if we want want to get our original bodies back?
We gotta cooperate and help each other, right?
Yep. But you're way too close, Aslan.
I can't remember what we were like. That's weird.
Me neither, but we have to keep moving forward. Together.
Ornament Tower. Wishlist now. soforiste nazca. Shape your own hell, tile by tile. In this roguelike penance, seal pacts, bend the rules. Deepen thy bonds with demons and define sin. Create freely in sandbox mode. Punishment, repentance, indulgence. Canvas infernum. Your penance has only just begun.
What's most exciting is not just where the region is today, but where it's heading next. A new generation of developers is emerging across Latin America with bold ideas, fresh voices, and ambitious new projects like this.
You wake up as a refueler on a planet where plants emit sound. Explore alien temples, interact with your AI companion, upgrade your suit, face multiple endings, and solve dozens of unique puzzles. But in this game, sound and music are your core gameplay mechanics. For example, using your drone sphere, you can hear the ocean's depth. I'm Marcel, solo developer, and this is Soundgrass.
Right down, lad. This job is heaps of fun, lad. He's the king. Hey, you. Ugh, what a fecking gobshite. Your time is done. Now it's time to bleed. Home run! Ah! I think I got some red on me.
Talking about the next generation, earlier this year we hosted the second edition of the LAGS Game Jam, bringing together hundreds of developers from across Latin America to create games inspired by the theme Jack of all trades, master of none. What followed was an incredible variety of interpretations, from deeply personal narratives and experimental mechanics to competitive multiplayer experiences and beautifully unique visual styles. And while many of these games are still on the horizon, let's look at some games you can play right now.
Dive into a haunting underwater world in A Tale of Silent Depths, a tactical RPG where you command a submarine, battle terrifying creatures, and survive the mysteries hidden beneath the ocean floor. Beat the Champions throws legendary players into explosive arcade matches packed with insane abilities, fast plays, and pure chaos. No breaks, no mercy, just goals. Jump into the action today. Start your engines and leave chaos behind in Road Out, a post-apocalyptic action RPG where high-speed racing collides with deadly dungeon exploration. Take on dangerous contracts, sabotage rival gangs, and fight your way through the dead zone as Mercenary Claire. Step into a decaying nightmare in Comatose, a retro-inspired survival horror FPS where you explore twisted environments, solve disturbing puzzles, and survive the horrors lurking inside your own mind. Launching today in early access. One of Latin America's standout action platformer is finally making the leap to mobile this summer. Explore a fallen kingdom, master fluid movement, and conquer brutal platforming challenges wherever you go. Smash, dash, and blast your way through deadly machines in Core Breaker, a fast-paced action platformer with roguelike chaos at its core. Unlock powerful upgrades, discover new weapons, and uncover your purpose in a world ruled by robots. Available now in early access.
Latin American games are reaching players all around the world thanks to the support of global publishers, but also through experienced local teams with bigger ambitions than ever before. So let's begin this segment with the world premiere of one of Argentina's most ambitious games to date.
Is anyone here?
Change something. What you just did resulted in new consequences. The technology and you are very compatible. You will become an exceptional time traveler.
Deep Dish Dungeon is a multiplayer game that you can play solo or with up to 2 other players. You'll be killing monsters, bosses, solving puzzles, looting, treasure hunting, adventure yourselves through the dark places. But I invite you to get deeper into connecting to the dungeon, because it's full of symbols and hidden mysteries. I'm looking forward to see you all making the most powerful meal of all, the Deep Dish Pizza, later this year and fall 2026.
兄さん。必ず見つけ出す。救い出してみせる。
Hi, this is Mark, Game Director on Hell Clock. Our first expansion, Cursed War, is right around the corner. And with it, we're releasing 6 new skills for you to make broken builds with. Holy Fire is a classic fireball, which burns everything to a crisp. Jaguar Spear can pierce multiple enemies with a long-range melee attack. Two Pun's Wrath sends sparks of electricity flying all over the place. Lad's Sermon shoots bouncing lightning shots, but needs to be reloaded. Cilada is a trap skill, holding enemies in place and debuffing them. And with Carcara Dive, you can leap slam into enemies with the strength of the Carcara. We're also adding over 80 new unique items, which can drastically change how all of these skills work. Don't miss Curse War, coming to PC, Xbox Series, and PlayStation 5 on July 14th.
What you're about to see is probably the greatest indie game to come out in all of 2026. Oh, hi. Yeah, nice tags, bro. So good. It's very beautiful. Has vibrant music.
Toilet, literally.
My cat ears. Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
Where did you come from? Don't leave me. And who knows, maybe when it fully releases, this is the one. This is the one.
Wait, you can show them.
It might just be my game of 2026. This is Colonel Hearts.
Okay, you know what I'm doing!
No. Okay. This is going to win Indie Game of the Year 2026. My God.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's get into it.
Before we continue, we want to thank our partners for supporting our mission. Our presenting sponsors, Raw Fury, Two Wedges, Annapurna Interactive, New Blood Interactive, Halbert Studios, ID at Xbox, who is highlighting an amazing lineup of Latin American games including Beat the Champions, an arcade football game with legendary players for pure competitive chaos, Deep Dish Dungeon, a handcrafted survival adventure mixing exploration, crafting, and co-op dungeon crawling, Colorbound, a beautiful color-based puzzle adventure inspired by Aymara culture, Play Faster, a precision platformer built for speedrunners, and Soul Quest, a recently launched action-packed adventure inspired by Celtic mythology, and Gold-Packed Goblins, whose support inspired a new segment we call Dev Exchange Program, where we spotlight games from other underrepresented regions around the world. Today, with special guest dev team from Indonesia.
Hi, we are Glory Jam from Indonesia.
And this is our first action roguelike game, Grim Trials.
Grim Trial is a heavy metal action roguelite where you act as the Grim Reaper trainee. In this game, you use both melee and ranged weapons, craft various gears, and customize skill tree to make your own build.
As a unique point, we use banger music in Grim Trials, a heavy metal music. We collaborate with Sigmund, Indonesian metal band, so you can slay 7 simple bosses like a badass.
Wishlist Grim Trials on Steam now. Roll out the trailer.
This is the story of the day after I died, and my chance to return to the world. He called himself the Grim Reaper. He told me I was chosen to be a Reaper's apprentice. It felt like he knew I wouldn't refuse.
Latin American games rarely stay inside a single genre. Our developers are constantly blending mechanics, styles, and ideas into something unique.
Hi, I'm Fabio, and I'm really excited to be here on behalf of Coffeenauts, an indie studio from Brazil, to introduce you to our next game. Let me set the scene. You are stranded and outnumbered in a post-apocalyptic world ruled by AI. Your only chance of survival is to find and recruit locals to build a guerrilla resistance, then lead an uprising against the machines. The catch is that the machines are among you, and it's up to you to figure out who you can trust. This is Ghostless.
I have been watching you closely. You claim we're violent.
Our responsibility is overwhelmed.
But we only wish to exist.
I'm telling you, they look human now. I saw that thing.
The ultimate human vanity is your exclusive claim to the soul.
The department has confirmed AI has turned against humanity.
can't take it anymore. That's it for me. I'm going on vacation. That's final.
But sir, who will rule if you leave?
Oh. Eat you.
So Litany is a roguelike deck builder about making impossible combos, absurd synergies, and those big numbers that makes you feel like you've broken the game. In this dungeon, the gods are dead, and we only worship what we cannot burn. Many folks are trapped in this eternal cycle, trying to fight to reach a mysterious doors that no one knows what lies behind. And different from other dark fantasy games, Litany doesn't take itself too seriously. He added some fun and bizarre elements to this hopeless environment. Mechanically, Litany is all about chasing dopamine. You open boosters, you stack modifiers, and you multiply effects until you reach those absurd combos that feels completely unintended to the game. It's a mix of what we love in roguelike deck builders with this hypnotic flow that is hard to put down. The demo for Litany released today on Steam, so please go play the game and share your feedback so we can craft the best game possible.
When we met Litany, it was an instant fit for two edges. Dark fantasy, roguelike deck builder, felt already home. And once we played, we were completely addicted to the game. And we saw much potential alongside Sigils of Nightfall, as both games belong to the same genre, but with different approaches. And when we participate in some events, we really realize we were right. Sigils of Nightfall is a dungeon crawler roguelike deck builder with elements of the hour-winning RPG, Morkborg. And now, we're releasing a new demo with improved map design and many community requests, as bestiary, quest events, and dice rolls. And remember, all the content will be available for you to play with your friends on tabletop. So play Litany and Sigils of Nightfall and follow Two Edges to see what's coming next.
Since the beginning of LAGs, horror has been one of the defining genres of our showcases, and Latin American developers continue to create some of the most unique horror experiences in games today.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
How long has it been since your last confession?
Since I was 9.
That's a long time. What are your sins? How did you even think to do that?
I saw it on TV, then in a dream, and I wanted to know what it felt like.
Do your parents know you did this?
No.
Does anyone?
No. Am I can go to hell.
Maybe. If you don't grow out of it.
Who am I? You don't know what you've done, Lily. Juliet, you can't do everything for everyone. You've been acting a bit off lately. Oh, Julie. You shouldn't even be here in the first place.
Hello! Thank you for installing Desktop Explorer. You'll be presented with puzzles around basic computer usage. Who knows what you might find? Your goal is to find the password and unlock the next puzzle folder. Color me impressed. You'll do great. Just ignore the feeling of being watched. I love puzzles. This is getting pretty creepy. Thanks for using Desktop Explorer. See you later.
Owen. She was right. There is something dark in here. There are things here that shouldn't exist. This job, it never gets easier, you know?
Sometimes you just get pushed to the brink. Emotionally, physically. Are you sure this is the path you want to follow?
We need to get out of here. Now!
It's okay. I know you can do it.
Richard, what have you done?
As our platform continues to grow, we've been looking for better ways to support and stay connected with our developers, creators, and community year-round. So today, we're excited to announce the Lags Club, a new Patreon initiative where we'll offer perks, access to opportunities, and community programs for players, creators, and developers alike. We'll soon be sharing more information about this in the future, so stay tuned. But for now, more games. From folklore and mythology to personal memories and real-world inspiration, this next segment reflects the many voices and cultures that make our games special.
Warning, please be advised that the following game contains no glorification or use of drugs. It is a homage to Brazilian bootleg games and mods of the 2000s and Brazilian pop culture.
And now hold on to your bundas, you are going to Brazil, cacete.
You threw a party in heaven after saving the favela from hell.
But it went bad. Brazilian drug dealers in Fort Worth. Demons from the apartment to LA operas through the favela, and now I have to sing my mother to Ronaldo. Welcome back to Rio. Take a trip to Salvador also. Bunch of crazy new guns going from Shimao flamethrower to Feijoada Piniter and new enemies! Double jump and dash, cause you put fireworks up your ass! The craziest boomer shooter of 2026 with 18 campaign levels traveling to Brazil to save the mamadas from Ronaldo! Play co-op with 255 players overstay with one shot to park! Oh my god! This level demo available now! You can lose it! For release September 16, 2026 on Steam!
Ronaldo!
Latin America's gaming industry continues to grow at an incredible pace, and the road ahead has never looked brighter. Let's take a look at some of the games arriving later this year and beyond. And while the future looks bright, there are already some amazing games available today.
Welcome to the worst shift imaginable. In retail hell, you're trapped inside Purgatory's only convenience store, serving terrifying customers while trying to survive the night, stock shelves, uncover secrets, and keep the horrors at bay. Build fast, think faster, and crush endless waves of robots in Gears of Glory. This explosive mix of tower defense and high-speed action challenges you to defend your base while tearing through enemies at full speed. Step into a brutal infected metropolis in Vultures, Scavengers of Death, a tactical survival horror where you scavenge for resources, survive deadly encounters, and uncover the truth behind a world consumed by infection. A dead man hired you to solve his murder. In the posthumous investigation, every suspect has secrets, schedules, and motives hidden beneath the surface. Uncover the truth in this stunning hand-drawn noir mystery. Fight through hordes of enemies in Soul Quest, an action-packed adventure inspired by Celtic mythology. Harness the power of Morrigan, goddess of death, and battle to reclaim the soul of your beloved. In The Warrior, nothing stays the same for long. Every level transforms the gameplay, the mechanics, and even who you control, as every character fights to become the protagonist of their own story. Uncover all the secrets in this wild platforming adventure today.
That's all for this year's Latin American Game Showcase Summer Game Fest edition.
Huge thanks once again to all of our presenting sponsors, our media, broadcast, PR, and community partners.
And of course, Jeff Keighley, Emily Weir, and all the Summer Game Fest team for their continued support.
Don't forget to wishlist your favorite games throughout our official Steam event. If you're continuing your Summer Game Fest weekend, make sure to tune in for even more showcases, starting with the Women-Led Games Showcase right after our event at 4 p.m. Pacific. And be sure to tune in for Summer Game Fest on June 5th live from LA at 2 p.m. Pacific. For the scouts and publishers watching, over half of the games showcased today are either self-published or open for publishing opportunities. So if any of these games caught your eye, reach out. We can help you connect.
And finally, we're incredibly excited to announce that this December we'll return with something brand new.
The very first LAX Game Awards, celebrating the best games from across Latin America. We'll have more information soon on our website and social channels.
Thank you again for celebrating Latin American Game with us. See you next time. But before we go, as tradition demands, we have one more thing.